Single leg RDL foot supported variation. Shane, I'll just keep you getting to the movement. Awesome. Okay, cool. Can you just put that foot back down? Now, guys, when we do get set up for this, I like to use a pole initially because we can actually see where our foot placement is. Now, as Shay's lined herself up, we can see that her left foot's here, but the pole is over there. We want this left foot lined up with this pole. Okay, sorry, your right foot, thank you. Now, from here, we just want your feet shoulder width apart. Awesome. Do you feel comfortable here?
Yes.
Cool. So when we set our foot apart, this is how you would do a split squat. It's how you do a king deadlift. If you were to do a lunge, this is where that foot would go back. If she was back over here again, cool. So come back over how you were before. So right foot there. So how you were when we started the video? No, you had your left foot there.
Oh, are you talking about my right?
Sorry, your right foot. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So come on over. Cool. So if she was here right now, there's going to be a lot of twist already through the pelvis. So we don't actually get the right position of where she needs to be because put your foot on there. Yep. Straight away, this wants to happen. Okay. So we want to just have the hips pointing straight ahead. So we line that left foot up, straight back onto the wall, and that's why this pole's good. Cool. Let's get into it. Awesome. Cool. So straight away, as soon as you're wanting to come closer, it tells us a little bit about imbalances that we may have through the hip. All right, let's perform some reps. All right. Now, one thing to really focus on with these ones, we want to have the weight going into our toes and our weight sort of going forward. If I get the cameraman to come around to the side here, traditionally, I want this leg at about 90 degrees. So you can see that she's sitting too far back. It almost will feel like you're about to fall over. So stick your left foot forward, forward, forward. Cool. Now see how this leg's still not 90 degrees? So kick it forward, forward, forward. Yep, that's a lot better. So that's the position we want to be in. Now, let's go perform the movement again. Cool. And try not to sit back into it. Instead, try and fall forward. Now, with this left foot, you can have your whole foot planted, or you can just have your toes on the pole, wherever you feel comfortable. If it's a soft knee bend, it's going to be a little bit more glutes, and if you have your leg nice and tall, it's going to be a little bit more hamstrings. So they're both hamstring glutes, primarily more glutes, but that's how you can change that variation around. Now, Shay's just unintentionally lifted her left foot up just to make herself feel a little bit more comfortable. Put your right foot back down, and that's because her glutes are pumping. So still on the pole. Yep. And then perform the movement again. And just to try and get yourself out of this, you'll try and just move your hips around and try and take the load away from that left side, which should be pretty pumped by now. Yep, yep, so she's a bit pumped. Switch onto the other foot so we can keep going. Yep, so you'll try and shift that load. So really, really important with that hip to try and keep it straight ahead and not twisted. I'll get the cameraman to come back around to the front again. So now we have that all sorted at the side on view. We want to make sure that hip, knee, and ankle are all lined up. So we don't want that twisting at all. As we come down, we don't want that left knee falling inwards. We want it tracking outwards. And we know that we're in the right position if we can look at this movement straight ahead and see that both hips are lined up neutrally. Now you are going to essentially load up that right side a little bit more, so you're going to look a bit obscured if you are in the mirror, but it should be dramatic. So if it is dramatic, there's a bit of tightness going on in there, something that we might need to address before we come into the movement. But traditionally, we should all be able to perform this movement to a degree if we worry about that alignment there, and then that side profile that we talked about earlier when the cameraman was around there. And that's really the movement.